So I've been on a few different jobs in the past couple weeks. I did a music video. I shot a commercial for a guitar company, and I've mostly been shooting on this camera, which is the Helium, the red Helium 8K. Before that, I was shooting a lot on the Pocket 6K Pro, which is kind of like my main camera, but our production company, we picked up these two Reds to do like a lot of like corporate videos, corporate stuff. So it just kind of seemed like it was a good workflow to have the DSMC2 Reds basically offload the different footage, and we have a dual card reader, so the DSMC2 Reds just kind of seemed like the way to go. So I've been shooting a ton on that, and it's kind of nice to be able to have the integrated V-Lock battery and the PL mount and just like a more production ready camera, instead of trying to make the 6K Pro into something that it's not really, because it ends up, you got to add V-mount adapter on the back, and you got to run cables, and it's monitor and all this stuff, and it's just kind of hard to make it work. Whereas you can just pull the Helium right out of the box, out of the case, slap a battery on there, a lens on there, throw the mag in there, start recording. It's pretty straightforward. So I've been enjoying that workflow. There's been a lot of new cameras that have come out in the past, I'd say, I don't know, 6 months or so, that have been kind of interesting. I'll say year, so it kind of like encompasses everything. We'll talk about 2024 as a year of the cameras that have come out and what I'm looking at and things I'm excited about and things I think are cool. There's a lot of attention around the DJI Ronin camera, or the DJI 4D, the one that has like the chicken head. I think that's kind of a cool camera. I don't see it being an A cam, but for certain projects, I think that could be a really cool camera. The Pixis, I went to NAB and made a video on the channel from going to NAB, and I went and saw the Pixis by Blackmagic, and I think that camera is really versatile. And when I saw it, I was kind of like, I don't know if this camera is cool, but the more I'm looking into it, it does have a lot of good things going for it. It's full frame, it's got that open gate, it's got a lot of anamorphic support, different codecs and frame rates and resolutions, aspect ratios. It's just really kind of really well set up for shooting anamorphic. I have these Great Joy anamorphic lenses that we got at NAB. I ended up getting the full set, so right now I'm shooting on the 35 Great Joy anamorphic, and it has I think a 1.8 D squeeze. So I'm shooting in that right now. See, that's what you're looking at on the Helium. It's cool, man. I'm kind of tempted to get this Pixis camera for like $3,000, and then right now there's only the L mount. L mount is the only thing that's available for this camera, and it's like barely shipping. So I'm gonna kind of wait till like Q4, like the end of the year, to kind of see what's going on and see if we can spend some money before the tax season. Maybe a Pixis might be in the cards. I want a PL one because we have PL lenses. We have some PL DZO zooms, as well as these Great Joys are also, they can be PL or EF. They don't make an EF version. They make a Leica L mount version. They make an EF version, and then they make a PL version. I think I'm probably going to get away from EF. I have a couple of EF lenses for the 6K Pro, the 18 to 35, which is kind of like basically stays on that camera at all times. And then I had like a Miki 85. I was thinking about getting the full set. But now with these anamorphics, I have another 85 that I really like. So I might just end up sticking with that and just going all PL from here on out, especially for the kind of projects that I do. I think it's probably more versatile to go PL all the way. I know Leica is kind of like that L mount is sort of the future, and I'm waiting to kind of see what the DSMC3 Reds are doing with the RF. Right now they have RF. I don't know if Nikon, they're going to do the Z mount or what's going on with that. So, but I am getting tempted by this Pixis camera and the full frame Pixis and what it can do. It's that box shape. It's very riggable. I like the screen on the side. It's very much like a little mini Ursa. Shoots Blackmagic RAW. Doesn't shoot ProRes, which is, I think, is kind of strange. Will it replace the Red cameras that we currently have? I don't know, because we have a Helium and a Monserto. Both of those are, the Monserto is full frame, shoots 8K. It's a phenomenal camera. The Helium is Super 35, also shoots 8K, has good frame rates, PL mount. It's probably double the price, but you need a lot less accessories to get that thing going. Size and weight, the Red is definitely a lot heavier, but it's kind of just ready to go like that. Whereas I feel like the Pixis, by the time you put all the accessories on it and get it going with a top handle and a monitor and all that kind of stuff, it will end up getting probably around the same size. Actually, I think it will be a great podcast camera if you're doing like a podcast sort of studio or any sort of like this kind of thing, talking head, sitting down. I think that that's great. It also has Ethernet, which is really something I'm excited about being able to do for like live streaming. It has an audio mini XLR port, sort of like the 6K Pro does. 6K Pro actually has two of those mini XLR ports. This one only has one. So something I'm thinking about. But majority of the time I record audio externally anyway. Putting a lav in there with the 3.5 millimeter jack is enough, or just using some sort of time code sync is probably the better way to go when it comes to that kind of thing. I've been sort of tempted about this DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's like a little handheld vlogging camera with a 1-inch sensor. It can do vertical and horizontal shooting. I'm seeing a lot of creators on the channel that are shooting sort of like vlogs like that, and a lot of people are like comparing it to like the iPhone 15 Pro. I've had the iPhone 15 Pro pretty much since it's came out, and I think it's phenomenal. It gets really good video, and I shoot a lot of behind the scenes and like Instagram reels and stuff with the phone. But it is a phone, and sometimes I need to make text messages or phone calls, and sometimes I wish I had a vlog camera and my cell phone in conjunction with one another. But sometimes it's tough when your cell phone is your vlog camera, or if I'm in the middle of shooting a clip and I get a call or I get a text or I have to respond to something, or if I'm listening to music and I'm using my phone and then that's also my camera. I kind of wish my camera was just a camera. So I'm kind of like attracted to that sort of vlog camera for more like run and gun and behind the scenes content. I think that camera is pretty cool for $500. I've been looking at it. More of like a production camera. The Pixis is really the most enticing. Also, C80 came out. Canon just released C80. I think it's a cool camera. It has internal NDs, which is really nice. But in majority of the times, we're gonna have a matte box and we're gonna throw NDs in there anyway. And I'm gonna be working with a gaffer. We're gonna be lighting our scenes. I don't do a whole lot of dock stuff, so the NDs inside. It is nice with the 6K Pro, and I've really like gotten spoiled using it, but I don't think that not having ND is a deal breaker for me. What else is out there? Yeah, there's a lot of cool cameras, man. Komodo X, I've been really attracted to the Komodo X, especially now that they've dropped price on the Komodo X. It really seems like kind of the way to go. If you need a cam, I would say Komodo X is kind of the way to go. I really would love Raptor, but since we have these two DSMC2s, I don't know when the time to switch over from DSMC2 to DSMC3 would be. Maybe if Red would drop the price on their Raptor, that might be something cool. I don't know if they're going to drop the price on the Raptor, but it is cool that they drop the price on the Komodo and the Komodo X. It makes the Komodo X a lot more attractive, with all the accessories and stuff. So pretty much the Helium and the Komodo X are almost the same price now, around $7,000. We got this one for about $7,000 used, but you can buy a Komodo X now, brand new, $7,000. That's without a monitor or cards or any accessories or side handle, top handle, any of that kind of stuff. It's probably going to be closer to 10K when you actually like factor in all the accessories and the different things that you need to get for this camera to make it work outside the, right out of the box. You're probably looking at 10K. But when I first started researching the Komodo X, it was closer to $15,000, and $15,000 almost to $20,000 with all the stuff we wanted and the cards and everything, card readers and top handle and the small HD monitor. It was like 20K, and it was kind of outside of our price range, and we ended up going with a Helium instead. And the Helium has been fantastic, but it is an older like legacy camera, and it's kind of losing its value, but is in terms of specs, it's still great. The resolutions are amazing. The sensor is phenomenal. I don't know, it's really hard to beat this camera. It's a phenomenal camera. It's a movie camera. It's a filmmaking camera. And whatever kind of projects, whether it's documentary or interviews or music videos or just YouTube content, talking head, anything. I think this camera excels a lot. I shot a wedding. We shot a wedding recently with this Helium and live streamed the wedding to people in other countries and stuff, and it looked great. I mean, sure, using like a Sony camera or something like, or a Canon C70, C80, one of these cameras might have been an easier workflow, but man, the image quality was amazing. And it's just kind of heavy. It's clunky, you know. There's much lighter cameras out there. There's the FX3, you know. But if image quality is like the number one thing for you, I think that Red still is holding it down in terms of high-end image quality. Really, the biggest upgrade would be the rolling shutter in the X, whether that's the Komodo X or the Raptor X. I think that is really the ultimate camera right now. Notice I haven't mentioned anything about Arri. I still think Arri is great, but in terms of like technology and where things are today, there hasn't been a huge innovation. I mean, they just came out with the what is it, the Arri 35. I've shot on it a couple times. It has an amazing image. I like the button layout, but still kind of just feels like old technology, even though it's a newer camera. Build quality and the reliability is what you're paying for with that camera, whereas Reds tend to kind of lose their value over time. So it's difficult to kind of understand and see where things lie. Definitely getting tempted by a lot of these new cameras out here. It's not something that we necessarily need because, like I said, these DSM-C2s are working great. The mini mags are cool. I don't know. It's just we're also looking at maybe getting into stills, and my partner at our business is kind of talking about getting an R3, which is a high-end photo camera by Canon R3, and he shoots with it at work, and he really enjoys that camera a lot. And it might be something that he invests in, and we start shooting stills on that. That's also an 8K camera, shoots 8K video, beautiful photos. It has a native RF mount on there, so you can get 24 to 70, awesome RF glass. And I'm sure that the colors of the Canon and the colors of the Red will match each other really well. So maybe that's down the road. I do love Blackmagic a lot. I still love the image that comes out of the 6K Pro, and I can only imagine the image that comes out of the Helium or the Pixis. I've seen stuff from the full frame 6K, and that looks beautiful, insanely beautiful. So that's what kind of like is drawing me towards that camera. I'm waiting to see more. You know, there's some cages are coming out. People are making reviews of them, but really, I'm more attracted to that PL mounted Pixis, the batteries, the Sony batteries. I don't know. I think more people are going to come out with like a V-mount solution for it and better ways to rig it out and better top handle solutions. And it is kind of modular, and I like that. Still waiting until to see what they end up doing with those. But I do kind of like that it is sort of a budget camera in the $3,000 sort of area, and it's full frame. That's the best part about it, is that it's full frame, because I shoot with a lot of Micro Four Thirds Blackmagic cameras, and they're really affordable, and they have amazing I/O and great screens and a lot of good things going for them, but their sensors are so small. To have a camera that's more suited to production with a much larger sensor is phenomenal. Just really excited about this camera. There's a ton of gear, man. It's hard to really ignore all the stuff that's coming out, but like I said, they're all wants at this point and not really needs for our company and for myself and the kind of work that I do. I feel like the best things that I'm spending money on right now towards the company is like, we just got a generator, which is going to help us power like our Nanlux and some of our larger lights, and just putting more money into the lighting side of things, more so than the image, because I think, you know, you can only get so far when it comes to image. More, the rest of the stuff is kind of like creature comforts and just things that are just kind of making your day-to-day life a little bit easier and better. So we'll see how that goes. There's never been a better time to buy a camera, I feel like, than this year. Anyway, just wanted to rant about cameras for a little bit. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Do all the things, like, subscribe. I'll be back with another video when I have another day off or chance to breathe. So thanks for tuning in again. Oh, also, we do have a podcast that we just started. We had a couple episodes. We're doing like a movie review kind of thing. That's over on my other channel, which is our business channel. It's Raiden Reviews. I'll leave a link wherever, over here in the corner. You guys can click and check it out, some of the episodes. But anyway, once again, I'm Scott Stevenson. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out my past videos as well as subscribe to see my future ones. Peace.